You know what time it is? It's time to get crafting. So let's go on inside and get started. So recently I was at Dollar Tree looking at their clearance items, which are located normally at the front of the store, and I found one of these wreaths. Now this was in the Dollar Tree Plus section for $5, but since it was on clearance, it was $1.25. I picked up a couple of them. It is a grapevine wreath type wreath form. It's not totally a grapevine wreath, but it is kind of messy like one. So make sure if you're going to use something like this that you have something down on your surface because it does get pretty messy. So we're going to go ahead and remove all the greenery from this wreath form. I did go ahead and set it aside for a different project. The really nice thing about this type of wreath form is that the greenery pieces can just fit into it nicely without any hot glue. So we're going to add glue here to the side of our wreath to add a sign, and I had this bunny on hand, but they have several adorable signs out this year for spring and Easter. We're just going to go ahead and attach that to the side of our wreath. Then I'm going to take this eucalyptus that I had on hand. I get my eucalyptus picks from Walmart. They are a really great deal. I've been using these for several years now. I just reuse them in my projects when I'm done with them or when I've moved on to a different season. So it is a really versatile and will last you a really long time. You can also get a eucalyptus garland from Hobby Lobby when they're 40% off and cut it up and use it like that, which is also a really good deal. So I'm just going to go around and I'm sticking these into the wreath form and no glue necessary here. That way we can reuse them at a later date. And then I just go back and fill in any holes. I wanted to make sure that it was fairly full here on the side. Then I picked up these really cute flowers from the Dollar Tree and we're going to add them into our wreath where there is some missing pieces. I also did not use hot glue on the flowers. We just stuck them into the wreath form. And that is it for this super adorable spring wreath. Let me know what you guys think about this one. It's definitely one of my favorites from the video today. For this project, we're going to take one of these wood pieces from the Crafter Square section and we're going to cover it with some sheepskin folk art chalk paint. I also picked up this really adorable sticker. It says Chase the Sun. It is one of those vinyl stickers that you can add to your computer or any surface like that, but it worked really well on this wood piece. We're just going to go ahead and add it here. It is such a cute saying, Chase the Sun. It definitely reminds me of spring and summer. I'm going to use this stake pick that I had on hand left over from another project, and we're just going to glue our wood piece up here at the top. So if you use these stake pieces from Dollar Tree, definitely save the stakes for later because you can use them in all kinds of projects. So I picked up this watering can from the Target Dollar Spot last year, and I'm just going to add some floral foam in there. I did not add any hot glue here, that way I can take this out and reuse it at a later date. I picked up these dahlias from the Dollar Tree, and here's a hack if you're not sure how to remove that plastic piece or you're tired of cutting or like tearing it. You're just going to remove one of the flowers from the flower stem, slip it off, and then put your flower back on. Super easy and fast. So then we're going to add our flowers to this arrangement. I'm only using one bundle here because this is a small space. So I just kind of arrange the flowers how I think they look adorable. And then I'm going to take some more of my eucalyptus picks and add those into any of the spaces. Here it is styled for you guys. I really love how cute and simple this turned out. For this project, we're going to use one of these really large wood eggs that I found in the Dollar Tree Plus section. We're going to use this white folk art chalk paint and some green acrylic paint. We're going to paint two of the planks white and two of the planks green. I had these beads left over from a beaded garland from the Dollar Tree, so I'm going to remove all of the white beads. I also have a package of beads that came from the spring section at Dollar Tree, and we're going to be removing the green beads from that package. I love to use these types of beads that are already painted. It saves you a step in the process, but if you have unfinished wood beads, you could use those as well or paint them to match for this project. So once I get all my beads out, I'm going to use this orange baker's twine that I got from the Dollar Tree, and we're just going to string on a couple of beads, and then we're going to add a carrot, and then we're going to add a couple more beads. I'm just using a needle here because my carrots are styrofoam. I believe they came from Hobby Lobby, but you could definitely use the carrots from the Dollar Tree. If you want them to lay a little flatter than these end up laying, you could also use the wood carrots and just paint them or use napkins or paper to cover them up. So once I get my little garland all assembled, I'm going to go ahead and attach it to my egg. Now I attach it up here on the white section, but then I change my mind later in the video and I move it down to the green plank instead. We're going to make a bow here, a shabby bow, and I'm using some of the orange polka dot ribbon from the Dollar Tree. I'm also going to use some chevron ribbon from the Dollar Tree that is orange. This is wired ribbon, so normally I take a piece of the ribbon to tie in the middle of the bow. It just adds a little bit more character to the bow and looks like it's one cohesive piece. For this project, I chose not to do that, simply because the ribbon is wired and it would be kind of difficult to tie that off in the middle. So instead, we're going to use some twine in the middle of this bow to tie it off. You're going to want to tie it fairly tight just because, like I said, this is a wired ribbon and you don't want your bow to fall apart later. So all I do is wrap that around in the middle and tie it really tight. I do go back and take a piece of the chevron ribbon and cover up the middle so it looks like a cohesive bow. We're just going to cut off our strings and don't cut too low because again your bow will fall apart. You're going to add some hot glue to the back and glue it up at the top of our egg. Then I do go ahead here in a second and move my garland down to the middle. We're going to add some eucalyptus here at the bottom, and then that is it for this super sweet project. I love how the eucalyptus takes it to another high-end look. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
Weeks and months and years they passed, and I knew it wouldn't last. When tears streamed down my face, my mama said, all the nights that end in heartbreak gonna pay off someday. And the pain that you're feeling gradually fades away. 'Cause growing up, falling in love, giving your all might not be enough.
For this project, we're going to use 2 of the bunny Easter baskets that they have at the Dollar Tree. I'm going to add a hole here down at the bottom because we're going to be making a little topiary with these. Now I'm using a dowel that was left over from a wood project from the Crafter Square area. I don't really feel like it was long enough, so you're going to want a little bit longer dowel here. You can pick that up at Walmart or possibly Hobby Lobby. You can use this dowel and it works out just fine, but just so you know, I felt like it was a little smashed and could have used a little bit longer dowel. But once we get it through the pink basket, we're going to cut a hole in the blue basket and then we're going to add that one on top. I do go ahead and add hot glue here just around the dowel and the hole. These are canvas bags and so they aren't super sturdy, so you're going to want to not put anything really heavy in these. So I picked up this Easter grass at the Dollar Tree. You get 3 colors in this bag. It was totally worth $1.25. I don't know if you've ever bought Easter grass for Easter baskets, but it can be kind of pricey, especially if you have bigger baskets. A lot of grass came in this bag and it was the plastic like paper kind, and so I definitely think it's worth it. I'm going to go back and get this for my house Easter baskets this year. But I put the green in the bottom, yellow in the middle, purple in the top. I did not add anything else to these, but you could definitely put little bunnies or eggs. I love how this turned out. Let me know what you guys think about it.
I wish I could freeze this moment, just never let it end. Walking through the snow when you're taking my hand. All of those late nights.
For this project, we're going to take one of the Dollar Tree signs and we're using the back of this one. You can pick these up every season. They have them out right now as well. I'm going to cover it with some sheepskin white folk art chalk paint. It doesn't necessarily need full coverage because we're going to cover the board, but we just don't want the brown part showing. Then we're going to take some grosgrain ribbon. I have pink, purple, and blue, and we're going to add some bows to our little greenery bunnies that came from the Dollar Tree Plus section. Now, as you can see, my middle bunny is missing some of his greenery. Be careful when you remove the raffia pieces around their necks because these did have some of the greenery removed when I took them off. So just make sure you have a plan for how you're going to cover that up if you so remove the raffia. I'm just going to add each bow to their neck, and then we're going to cover our board with some Spanish moss. I'm using one package from the Dollar Tree, and it does cover my entire board. So if you are only going to use this project, definitely pick those up from the Dollar Tree. I find that it is a little bit cheaper to get one of the larger bags from Hobby Lobby when they're on sale, because a little bit of this does go a long way. But if you don't use a lot of Spanish moss, definitely those Dollar Tree bags are worth it. You're going to want to make sure that you have like a lot of space here. It is really messy, so you're going to want to make sure you've cleaned up around you, that everything around you does not get Spanish moss on it. So then I'm going to place my bunnies in the Spanish moss, and then we're just going to hot glue them onto our sign. This is kind of simplistic, but I absolutely love how it turned out. It's adorable on my mantle. Let me know what you guys think about this one.
I just wish I could freeze this moment, babe. Weeks and months and years they pass, and I knew.
Thank you guys for crafting with me today. If you want to keep crafting with me, I check out this video next. And as always, wherever you are in your journey is a perfect place to start. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, friends.